Hey, Stop the Madness, man, is hour number 2, FLXATX, Thursday night. My name is Zach Lucero, at Zach Anwag on all social media.
Thank God it was just Jerome.
Bringing you his handmade, producer-tagged beat that he makes himself, Mr. Snoop Daniel himself.
Hey, Paul Rodriguez, Recon Athlete, Paul Rodriguez Show. Paul, I know the Facebook show blowing up. What y'all talk about tonight?
Oh, man, we've been talking about everything, man. For everything from the NFL draft today, we're going to be talking some Austin FC as well, which will be launching this weekend, Saturday, against the LA Galaxy, I think.
Okay, I see you, Paul. Who you got Dallas taking at 10?
I think there's going to be a trade, to be honest with you. But if Dallas is picking, if they're going to pick at 10, they should take Surtain or J.C. Horn, the corner out of either Alabama or South Carolina. If not, they trade back, take an offensive lineman, the Slater out of Northwestern potentially. That's what I like to see. If not, I hope to God Jerry Jones does not go up in the draft to pick Kyle Pitts at 4. That's what I hope doesn't happen.
Yeah, okay. Well, thank you, Zach.
Hey, real quick, Paul, we're on the topic of the draft. Everybody's been talking about Trevor Lawrence as the number 1 overall pick for years and years. And I think we could kind of relate him to like a Cade Klubnik as like the clear-cut number 1 guy. But the question in the draft has been who is the number 2 guy? Who's the next quarterback off the board? In your opinion, in the Austin area, who's your next guy up after Cade Klubnik?
Whoa,
man, that's a loaded question. I appreciate you putting me on the spot, but if I have to give an answer, I know what radio station I'm on. I'm taking Bo Edmondson just to make things real easy for myself.
Very wise, Paul. All right, so the NCAA dead period, June 1st, I believe, if I'm not incorrect. Can you kind of talk about what that means for area players and for the radio listeners that are like, okay, dead period? What does that mean?
Yeah, so this really all began last year when COVID had its big impact, and there have been reports. Depends on what story you read. This has been extended 7 to 8 times since last year in 2020 of March, and so the dead period is a time where recruits cannot have access on campus at universities to visit with coaches, and that's for all D1 schools. So that's all Title IX sports, boys and girls. And what this has really done is I think it's had a real big impact on 3 classes, the graduating class of 20, 21, and 22. It had a moderate impact on 20 just because a lot of the recruiting was already completed by then, but the most impactful class, I believe, was the 21, and I think it was very severe for a lot of those student athletes to not be on campus, to let a coach really get to meet you face-to-face, to understand really who you are. But this dead period will be ending June 1st. It'll be kids can go to any university they want to. I know some were able to travel to some spring games, but as far as like an on-site official visit, June 1st, they'll be able to kick that off. I know there's a lot of top recruits in the area who have already scheduled time at Baylor. I know Braylon James is going to be doing a West Coast swing here in the coming up months. And so we'll be seeing a lot of new content coming out, Snoop, of a lot of these young athletes getting to be on campus at the universities that are going to be recruiting them.
All right. Well, Paul, thank you. We just wanted to bring you on and get your informative injection on what this means for players. So, like, when you see Cade Klubnik go out to Death Valley, he's allowed to go there for a game, but not for an official visit.
Yeah, it's funny. It's funny how that happens, and I'll be real candid with this. I just don't think the NCAA really understands how to handle the situation. It's like, why can't you trust the coaches to put the right precautions for the student athlete, and putting all that weight on the student athlete is what they really seem to be focused on. And right now, it just doesn't seem like they understand quite how to get it done. But hey, it's a bureaucracy, and I understand that there's a lot of decision makers. But at this time, June 1st, it'll all be over with, and we won't have to worry about it.
All right. Well, Paul, I appreciate you. I really hope to be able to check out some SQTs with you at some point this spring and summer, maybe a camp or whatever. But thanks for your time once again. Clutch as always. Before we let you go, do you have any shout-outs?
Man, shout out to the crew, man, the FLXATX crew, you, Zach, and Nick. I'm excited for you to grow your team, brother. It's good to see all the growth, and we're happy for you over here across the pond too.
Across the pond in London?
Yeah, across the river, man. That big old river in ATX. I'm on the other side of the river. You're over there in Westlake.
Oh my God. All right, Paul Rodriguez Show, Recon Athlete. Thank you.
Appreciate you.